This life that we live is not short on suffering. I'm saying this to say that you can live the best life, the most virtuous life, and somehow, some way, things happen. Be it bad or good, things happen. That's just the dice that gets rolled out for us. What I'm trying to articulate here tonight is more about the choices that we make as individuals and how we suffer because of the choices that we make. Because in my opinion, many of us believe that we have to die to experience hell, or we have to die to experience heaven. I believe that while we're here on earth breathing, we can experience the very best that life has to offer. Sights and sounds, things that'll make your spirit cry because of the immense beauty in which this life holds. What the thing that I'm seeing a lot more is that so many of us are making decisions that are causing our lives to be hell, that's causing us to suffer on a daily basis. And most of it is under the guise of we're living our best life. But are we truly living our best lives if we're suffering because of our decisions? Many of us look around and we only see the material trappings that others have. And we make up in our minds that we're going to get it by any means necessary, regardless of how our lives turn out. Nothing's wrong with the pursuit, with having a desire for a better life, meaning a life where you have a nice home, nice car, you have food on the table, whatever it is. But what I'm speaking about is those among us who are willing to do any and everything, even to the point where they're willing to rob, steal, cheat, and kill for a taste of what they've considered to be the good life. But they've never stopped for a minute to ask themselves, am I truly living a good life? Am I truly embarking upon a path that's going to provide fulfillment, not only to myself, but to my loved ones? When I see young men who are addicted to drugs, when I see young men and young women who are involved in street life, gang activities, when I see men who have no qualms on taking another man's life for the slightest of disagreements, all I'm seeing are men and women who are already in hell because of the choices that they make on a day-to-day basis. Because they've convinced themselves that they have to die to go to hell. But in the reality of it is that you can live and be in hell, just as you can live and be in heaven. You may say it's perspective, but I say that, you know what? It's reality. Because you create the world that you want for yourself. And it all starts with the type of thoughts that you entertain on a day-to-day basis. If you want to be great at something, it always starts with an idea. And once that idea is ingrained in you, the actions take place because now you're pursuing a path that you've convinced yourself that this will be beneficial to me. But for me, I've never looked at a guy or a girl who is on drugs, addicted to alcohol, or an individual who is gangbanging and think they got the life. My heart actually goes out to them because what I'm seeing is someone who is tormented. What I'm seeing is someone who doesn't know that this can change. They can actually change the outcome of their life and use the experience that they've had as a footnote in what not to do. However, because so many of us are so impressionable, we gravitate to what appears to be exciting, what appears to be the life, but not knowing that not everything that glitter is not gold. Just because it's shining doesn't mean it's valuable. Just because it's shining doesn't mean it's going to bring you happiness. Because far too many of us don't focus on the things that we have in our lives that truly give us contentment. Because we're so busy watching what other people have obtained. This is why I say hell is on earth. Not only is hell on earth, but far too many of us are making conscious decisions to actually live in hell. We frown upon the idea of being committed to one woman, raising our kids, being good family men, because that's for the lame. We shun others who excel academically. That ain't cool. That's what lames do. But have you ever stopped to ask yourself the question, why is that these are the things that lame people do? But yet these so-called lame people seem to have a better grip on life, a better grip on enjoying the fine things that life has to offer. But yet you're still trying to figure out who you are. But it's sort of hard to figure out who you are when you're only going the path of least resistance. But if you truly are concerned about wanting the best things, wouldn't you change the thought process that you have going on in your head and tell yourself something different other than the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because of my neighborhood, or the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because of my father or my mother, or my brother, my sister, whatever your excuses are. That only holds so much weight. But at the end of the day, your decisions are just things that happen. I mean, your decisions are just thoughts that you allow to dominate you. And then you get a little bit of the peanut gallery, your friends cheering you on, encouraging you to go down the path that's going to lead you to destruction. Why? Because you're not truly doing it for the reasons you think you're doing it for. You're getting validation. The praises that you're getting, it's exciting to you. But you're not realizing that you're also introducing something else into your life. You're introducing destruction into your life. Your inability to hold a relationship that has substance. Your inability to father and care for those that you help to produce, because you've been convinced that it's not your responsibility to do those things. It's somebody else's. Just like somebody else owes you success when nobody owes you. Success is something that you earn. Just like being a man is something that you earn. You don't automatically get it because you're a man, or you were born a man or a boy, whatever. You have to earn it. And that's like everything in life. You have to earn it. You have to get up every morning and you have to make proper decisions that keeps you away from hell. You have to seek heaven. You have to make decisions that guarantee that you're going towards heaven and not away from it. I cannot imagine myself having to always look over my shoulder because somebody's 9 times out of 10 probably trying to shoot me because I said something or I did something, and now they feel they need to get back. How is that living? I don't think that's living, and I know you don't think that's living. You have to make decisions that's going to assist in getting you in the direction that you truly want to be a part of. Sometimes it means you have to cut off friends. Sometimes it means you might have to put an arm's length between you and family. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to you have to make a decision. Do you want to experience heaven or do you want to experience hell? And I don't know if it's because of the programming from the television to the popular music, whatever the case may be, but far too many of you are only interested in the destructive elements that this life has to offer us. And we're neglecting, not only are we neglecting, but we're shitting on others who desire to have a better life. Those of us who want safe homes, loving homes, want to see grandkids from our offsprings, and we want to live to be older men and older women. Why is that? Because we are allowing the programming of others to dictate who we are and who we should become. So if you want to experience heaven, it starts with here. Your thoughts, and then your actions. You want to experience a better life, you have to make better decisions. Do not make decisions based off of your environment. My environment is ran down, crack sales, this, that, and the third. Every negative thing you can think about. This is where the grit comes into play. This is where you make the decisions to say, hey, you know what? I may have started here, but here is not where I want to be. Here is not where I want to raise kids. Here is not the type of environment I want to be nurtured in, because it's not conducive for longevity. It's not conducive for the things life has to offer me. We have to make better decisions. Young men and women, we have to make better decisions. And we have to learn to communicate with each other. We have to learn to love each other. We have to learn to see ourselves in the next man. And the reason why, if we can see ourselves in the next man, we'll be less inclined to wanting to take it to physical confrontation. We'll be less inclined to wanting to rob. We'll be less inclined to be negative or building these stories up in our head that he looked at me funny or whatever the case. And if you like this content, please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing. And like I always say, stay gorilla-minded. Peace.